Hi friends, I'm Jenny and this is Jenny's Light Within. Wow. My message today is it's about the journey, not the destination. A very much heard statement. I'm sure you've probably heard it before, but I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to circle back to that because I came down here today to do a message and I have been grappling with the human things in my life, as we all have to deal with the human stuff. And my human stuff currently and often revolves around financial abundance. And I've been in the process of trying to generate some more work. My husband and I, we have our own business, and it can fluctuate. Sometimes it's not as busy as other times. And as a mum, I've always sort of had a side hustle. I've always done side jobs here and there. I mentioned in one of my last videos that last year I was doing a cleaning role, and for me, I mean, for some people, cleaning may be their calling and what they love to do, and there's nothing against cleaning, but for me, it's not my life's calling, and I don't particularly love cleaning. I clean my own house a lot, especially with kids, and it was quite taxing on my body, and it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to be doing with my time, but we needed some finances to come in, and this work I've been cultivating on myself, where I can cultivate these states of being within myself regardless of the circumstances, allowed me to really approach it with such gratitude and attention and presence, and it really completely transformed the whole thing for me. So I'm sort of in the same process at the moment, grappling with there's things I would love to do and would love to be paid for, but that's not happening in my life right now. So I can go and I can get work, and I sometimes do support work, and it's a beautiful way to support people in the community and to provide all kinds of support, emotional support as well as the physical, and I'm good at it, and I enjoy being with people. So all of that is fine, but I've not been attracting the work. Probably the last few weeks, which is new. I'm usually able to just go out and grab something, and I applied for a couple of jobs and didn't hear anything back, and they were just sort of side jobs, working one of them was working in a warehouse making chocolates, like just something on the side, and nothing seems to be happening. And so I've been in this place of wondering, do I apply for more jobs? Do I try and create something, some programs for our business, and maybe continue with my music? But I know my music isn't really, we need some money. That's something that I do as my own passion, but I don't want to put pressure on it to provide my financial stability. And then I ended up losing, I updated all my computer so I can do these videos, and I've lost Logic Pro on my computer, and so that's also in the air about whether I, to reinstall it, because I had a music producer who made an album for me, and he installed it on my computer, and it all just happened really synchronistically. And then I just started using this program. I've been using it for a few years, teaching myself how to play, and now I've lost the whole thing. I may have to buy it. I probably am going to have to buy it. It's quite expensive, and reinstall, and it may be a completely different program, and I don't even know if I'm going to know how to use it. So there's that, and there's just so many things up in the air, like the human things of like, knowing where to do and what to do, and wondering what direction to go in, and I was driving home from the markets, and I thought, well, have you done everything you can do today? Yes. What is your heart calling you to do? And my heart keeps calling me to show up and share in these ways here on camera, on YouTube, for whatever reason, even if I'm just talking to myself here, which at the moment I am, but I'm showing up for myself. And there's a real big part to this, I think, that is about showing up for myself. So I was like, okay, well, you need to walk the talk. And so I came down here, and I thought this would be a nice spot by the water. I'm often in the forest just to come and sit and share. So I come down and I sit on this rock over there, and I was about to get my phone out and start talking and do a recording, and this was like about an hour ago now, and this guy just started fishing right in front of me, like right here, in this spot, and he was just wading his way through and taking his good old time. And I just, that part of me that gets a little bit nervous of talking in front of camera and doing this, it's still a bit new, and I just wanted to have the space as well. I didn't really want to have him in the background, and I don't have his consent, so I thought, right, I'm going to have to wait for him to move. And he's sort of moving all the way over the other side over here, and he's moving around, and he's not moving. I could feel like a little bit of frustration as I'm starting to think about, I've got to get home, and my daughter will be finished school, in a few hours. I don't have long, and I could go and use this time to try and figure out what I need to do, and even though there's not really much else I can do at this stage, I've done what I can. I've applied for some jobs, and I've put some words in and some other work that may be possible, that may happen, and so I could create some programs, but actually I can't, because I don't have my Logic Pro. I can't create any meditations, so I'm sort of stuck in this place where I'm being forced to just be in this, right? Be in the uncomfortable, be in the unknown, and do it publicly, because that's a great idea. Anyway, here I am, and so I just, the old Jen would have just built up this frustration about, he's in the way, and we should just move, and I could feel a little bit of that bubbling up inside of me, and then I just remembered all the things that I'm talking about here, and about coming back to your heart, and to just trusting and being in what you're in, and I just let it go. Okay, well, for whatever reason, you just need to sit and wait, or you can go. And I was like, well, I want to make this video, I like this spot, I think I'll stop and I'll wait. And at that very moment, he had waited quite close to where I am over here, and he just goes, shit, mate. Very Aussie term. And he's like, I've lost my drawstring. My drawstring's just come off my pants, and his pants are falling down. And at that very second, he had these 2 fishing rods. He's going with 2 of them, and one of them gets caught under a rock, or he'd caught this bit of material that was in the ocean here, and he's like trying to get it off, and he's just gone, bloody hell, I'm going home. And I just knew at that moment it was, the universe, or whatever you want to call whoever you talk to, whether it's God or source or consciousness, but it's the universe. I often say the universe. It's the universe just showing me, your wish is your command. You let go, and the things come. It's this constant letting go, and and everything passes, everything moves. Whether it be a heavy thing or a great thing, a light thing, it all passes, it all moves. And so I ended up actually having a chat with him, and he came up to the shore, and we had a little discussion, and he was saying, you must have been laughing at me out there and having a field day, and I said it was good entertainment. I didn't mention that I was actually waiting for him to go so I could do this message. Instead, I opened my heart, and I was with him, that human moment. And the other funny thing is that prior to him coming over, I'd been sitting on the rock thinking, you're doing this YouTube thing, and I guess there's the possibility that you can extend to a wider community, and I'm trying to embrace technology. I've sort of been a little bit off of technology, and I haven't really been embracing it, and I thought it's a good thing to embrace in this new world that we're moving into, and our generation of kids, they're on technology, and it is a great way to spread further and more further afield. But I was sitting on the rock thinking, well, you're not really sharing with anyone, because I haven't had any new subscribers at this stage, and I'm well aware of the YouTube experience that may never have that. And so grappling with, well, you're just sitting here really by yourself on your own. And I often have been on my own. I've walked quite a lonely path on my journey so far, because I guess I do move and be in ways that are probably different from most people. I process the world differently, and I've probably segregated myself too. I'm not playing any victim card here. It's my own doing, but here I am in this human moment with someone, and the technology, me wanting to connect with more people in technology, has brought me to this human moment in physical reality with someone from my community. I'm just down here. This is where I live. This is my town. This is my local beach, and I'm chatting with this person from my community. So I have reached a community, and he was telling me about his stories. He'd been in the Afghanistan war 3 times. He was showing me his leg had been severed, and he had a bullet shot through his leg, and all sorts of stories, and divorce, and all that came out. He needed to be heard and seen, and I got to be that for him in this moment here when things weren't going right in my world, but it's this connectedness. Like when you connect to your heart, we're connecting to all the hearts. Like we're like the trees. I don't know if you know much about trees and the mycelium network that runs underground between the trees and the forest. And you can have a tree in one part, like half of the forest, that can send nutrients through this mycelium network, so that a tree that's not doing so well on the other side of the forest can be fed and can flourish and grow. They're like one big community. So it's the same as us here on the planet. And so that came out of it, was this beautiful experience, this reminder that I'm not alone, and this little sign from the universe that, you know, like it is all working out. Remember things pass, and remember, like, just be patient, and it's all relating back to all of the things that I was feeling. It's always there, and we're never alone. Like even without the human experience, we're not alone. Like this connection, if we go through that heart space, you realize like we are so connected to everything. We are nature. That's why I love nature, because it just connects me back into my own connection to nature. Like we're all part of it. We're, you know, and the indigenous people knew this a long time ago. They connect to the land, and they be with themselves and be with the land, and know they can listen and feel the land and know what's needed. There was none of this ruminating in the head that goes on for me a lot of the time. And so after our conversation, I thought, right, great, it's passed. I can do this video, and thinking about what I wanted to say and setting up where I wanted to set up. And as I'm looking out to this view over here, and in front of me, like what I'm looking at, this beautiful water view, and all around this gorgeous cove, I was reminded of this poster that I used to have on my wall as a child. Now I grew up in Scotland, very different part of the world from where I am now here in Australia. And so I spent 20 years over there, and now, you know, 20 years here, so I've had half and half. And very different lifestyle there, very cold. You know, we used to go away on holidays, but you didn't really have this sort of thing on your doorstep. And I had this poster on my wall that the message on it said, it's about the journey, not the destination. And it's this beautiful beach scene with a boat. It had like a boat in it, a sort of canoe thing. And this is the scene, like this beautiful water and beach and just tropical, and the trees and like all of this. And I've always loved beaches and trees and tropical rainforest and nature, and I just used to stare at this poster and just dream about a life where I could be there and I could just live that experience and be in that poster. Like just wanted to jump, and the amount of hours I would have spent on my bed. Just, we didn't have technology, like we didn't have phones and all the things that, you know, we have nowadays to distract us. But I just had my room and my posters, and I remember the hours spent wishing I could be in that poster. And so I'm sitting here setting up for this rant and I'm realizing, oh my God, like you're in the poster, like you're in it. This is it. You're in, like you're here. Like here you are. And it's all the things I've been saying in my previous videos, and that I guess the messages that I'm trying to get across, not that I'm trying to get across any messages, I guess I'm just sharing my experience, because, you know, that's what I'm being guided to do. I keep trying to understand why I'm being told to share, but this is just my guidance, is just to show up and share. So in realizing that, it's realizing that it really is, it's about finding where you are now and being grateful for what you have now. And sometimes it's hard, like you're in a really thick, heavy moment and it's really difficult. But like right now, look at where I am. I mean, it's like a bloody holiday destination. It's beautiful, and I live here, and this is my life now, and it wasn't always my life, and it's taken a long time to get to this point where I can be here, and here I am. And yet I was sitting on the rock over there ruminating about how I'm not where I need to be, and all the financial, and what am I going to do with that, and my mind takes me out of the experience. And so if we can just stop and be here now, and you may not be in a paradise, maybe you are, you know, if you are, then I highly encourage you to really relish in it, because look at this beauty. Like, it's just stunning, and I get to sit here and soak this in. I'm so lucky, and I'm so grateful. And all of that other stuff, it's true, I still have to go home and I have to sort some things out. I'm going to have to figure out how to bring some more funds in, and I have a family to support, and all of that is true. And yet I can also be here now and enjoy this and relish in this moment and enjoy what I do have and what I do get to do and where I get to be. And as I was sitting, I remember thinking, well, you can't say it's exactly like the poster because there's not a boat in the poster. And I kid you not, at that very second, this guy just like comes up here to this little like section here, and there's not much around past the tree here. You have to kind of come quite far down this sort of river mouth. And he comes up on a little canoe, like my poster, and just rocks up and pulls up his boat, and he's like, "G'day, mate." He's like, "Oh, I think I just can walk around here, can't I?" And he picks up his boat and walks off and around. And it was, again, just the obvious sign from the universe, like, ask and you shall receive. Like, it's all there. You just have to lean into it, you know? And it's not like you know, I know sometimes it feels like we're not getting what we want, and you're like, how do I be okay in that? But how do we know that that's not actually what we want? It's actually the more direct route to what we want. You know, we always think we know, but we don't really know, and you don't know what you don't know, right? And so if we lean into our life situations and just trust that it's all working out for us, then it is, because you say so. And that's what we're doing. We're being the knower here. We're leaning into trust, and it really felt like that was the messages that were coming through today, was that, you know, those things they're going to come. Like, I got my poster, like, I know it's a long time away, and you know, you don't always know what that journey is going to bring. And yes, I'm not saying the journey's just all been roses and butterflies. It's been really difficult at times, but that is the journey, and that is why I can sit where I am now in the depth and in the gratitude, because of those low times, you know, navigating my way through it all. And it all passes. Like, the discomfort passes, and so do the high moments. They pass as well, and there's all that's in between. And it's like, if we stop trying to get to that destination, get to that point, for me, get to the point where I feel like I've got the abundance and it's all okay, maybe it's never going to be okay. Like, really, like in the world, like in my mind, it's never going to be okay. But maybe it is all okay anyway. And you know, that's what losing my son taught me. Like, it was like facing my worst fear. I was so worried when I was a kid about losing a loved one, so worried about it. And then when I had him, and he was just such a precious person in my life, this, you know, symbol of just like pure love for me. Like, he opened my heart, and to lose that, it was like my worst fear. And then it happened, and I talk about this again because I went there. I went to the worst. I went to the worst case scenario, to the worst thing in my world. And I think we think that the worst thing is like, it's like annihilation. We're so busy avoiding or trying not to get to that point to be okay. And actually, even in getting to that worst point, not to say it wasn't hard, but it didn't annihilate me. You know, it wasn't worth all the effort that I put into trying to avoid it. Because if anything, the blessings and the blossoming that has come afterwards as a result, after it passing, like the water is passing in front of me here, just flowing on by, it's better just to approach these things, you know, to just face it all, face all of us, face all of it, just be in all of it. So, yeah, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So I hope that wherever this finds you, my friend, that you're enjoying your journey as much as you can, or you're honoring it, or you're trusting in it. If it's not showing you what you want to see, trust. And also trust in the signs. And if you're not seeing the signs, well, stop and look, because they're there. Ask for a sign. Ask for a direct sign from the universe, or from whoever you communicate with, you like to talk to, your higher self, or God. I know that's a popular one, but I know a lot of people struggle with that because it's sort of tied into religion. And I'm talking beyond religion, talking beyond human language. This is just us, connecting to our light within, which connects us to our true intelligence, which connects us to the true way of being and what we're all here for. Like, this is really what we're all here for, to just be and to be okay in all of it. So I hope that wherever you are on your journey, you can just honor this moment, be in it, trust that it'll pass, and if it's awesome, then relish in it and enjoy it, and just don't miss the journey, because destination, like, I'm here, I'm in that poster, I'm in the destination, and it's awesome, but it took a bit of realizing to realize I was in it. So you chase this thing, and half the time you don't even realize that we got to the destination. So it all becomes a bit pointless if you do that, doesn't it? So to finish me from rambling anymore, because I can feel my ramble, and that's okay. I'm just showing up authentically as I am right now. But I will come to a close here, and I want to send you love, and thank you for being here if you are here with me. So nice to share this. But yeah, if my message can land today in any solid way, then let it be that where you are right now, just honor that, be in that, and trust that the universe has got your back and that it's talking to you, and get that communication going. And once you get that communication going, it'll build that trust for you to realize that you got this. You got this.